Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to the channel. I'm Heather and today I'm going to be starting this series which is Sewing for Italy or Sewing for an Italian Road Trip. I am so excited about this and it will be my first time sort of doing a series where I'm going to be taking you along for part of the process. If I'm being completely honest, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, I'm really bad at just throwing my hair in a messy bun, not putting on any makeup, and wearing a hoodie or sometimes allegedly maybe pajamas to just sew in. And so that's part of it, is getting over myself and being a little more put together in order to do that. But this will be a good time to get started, get on that train. But yes, so this entire series is going to be about sewing for Italy. I am in my friend's wedding at the end of the month, and mine and my husband's wedding anniversary is the next day. So we just decided to make a road trip out of it and sort of celebrate all things wedding and have a nice romantic time. So I'm basically sewing from now until we leave, which is just over mid-month. So I've got a couple weeks here to see what I can get done, and I have some plans. So the first video here is going to be about all of my inspiration and the plans I have, and just sort of how I'm going to prioritize those because I might run out of time, but I've tried to keep it at least somewhat manageable. So the first thing I knew I wanted to make an outfit for was the rehearsal dinner. And this dress that I have in mind, it could work either for the rehearsal dinner or just a date night. So this might completely flip-flop with another dress in here, but I'm still leaning on this being probably the rehearsal dinner dress. And that is McCall's 8552, which is a new pattern. And I had actually previously bought a fabric that I'm going to show you here in a second at a local fabric market that happens once a year. It's so much fun to go to. It's chaos. It's shoulder to shoulder, but you do find really good deals and a lot of really cool, unique fabrics you don't get to see every day. So I picked a few things up, which will be in a video somewhere on this channel soon. And one of the things I picked up, I got 4 meters of, not knowing what I wanted to do with it. And then when I saw this pattern and I knew Italy was coming up, it was just the perfect match made in heaven. I knew it was the right thing and it was just the right amount. So it is a poly blend, like a silky blend. It's in this hot pink with a blue and white flower and just green foliage. It's a bigger print. And I think I probably said this in another video that I probably is going to come after this one, but it made me think of Elle Woods Goes to Italy, goes on vacation, and she is a character I connect to a lot. So I couldn't help but be excited about that kind of a connection there. And I just thought this would be such a fun and flirty dress to take to Italy. So next up on the list of things I wanted to make, I wanted to at least take one slightly more casual look that still had a sophistication about it, because I do think sort of sophisticated style in a lot of Italy, but there's still always something that feels easy about it. And so I had started doing what we all do, right? Going to Google, going to Pinterest, and just finding images, finding inspiration. And I sort of set in on this one image, which I will share with you here, which was this beautiful all white, off-white outfit that was a very loose, casual, comfy looking button down with a pleated white short and this nice mahogany belt with gold buckle. And it's funny because I don't love 80s style at all. It's 80s and 70s for me both are two of my least favorite eras, but there's something a little bit retro and 80s about it, but in a really, really pretty upscale way. And I'm really feeling the vibe. So I went ahead and I picked up fabrics for both of those. I do have a pattern in mind for the shorts, but I am totally open-minded on the top. So if you know of a button-down top that's got that kind of easy feel to it, maybe a little oversized, definitely let me know in the comments. I know there's a million button-down patterns out there, but I really haven't settled in on the right thing for that relaxed look. Now for the shorts, I did consider several patterns. There was a Butterick and a McCall's pattern that were fairly close as well, but I think I have settled on Vogue 9008. There is view, I'm not looking at it right now, but I think it's view D. It's like the top right. It looks like the same version the model is wearing, but shorter on the shorts. That looks very similar to the inspiration photo for me. So I think that's the route I'm going to go. And I picked up this fabric. I'm sorry, it's a little wrinkled. I just pre-washed it. It just came out of the dryer, but it is, I don't honestly know the blend, because let me tell you, living abroad in a country where you don't speak the language, sometimes it's a little hard to pick up on those nuances. I try really hard, but I'm not 100% sure It's definitely got cotton in this, and it's got the sort of angular ribbing the way like a denim or something would, but it's not denim. It's definitely not like 100% denim in any way. There's a little bit of stretch to it, and it is pretty dense. It's definitely not opaque. So I thought this would be a good choice because I think I could get away with it on shorts without having any see-through issues. It's also very soft, and it's kind of a nice mid-weight, I would say. Some sort of a cottony blend here. And then just looking at the one picture, which obviously isn't a ton to go on, it definitely felt linen to me, and it felt closer to a linen viscose blend because of the drapiness it seems to have. I feel like it has a little more drape to it, so that is what I went with, is not a straight linen, but a linen viscose blend that is relatively sheer because there does seem to be some sheerness on that top. And this weight feels beautiful. It definitely has that linen quality, but it just moves really nicely. I think it's going to feel great on the skin. So I picked this up for the top. Again, though, I don't have a specific pattern for this yet. So if you have any favorite kind of loose casual button down patterns, please let me know. Okay, so the next piece that I want to make is another formal date night style dress, which this is where I said the two could be interchangeable possibly, but I think I'm leaning on this for a date night with my husband and the other for the rehearsal dinner. So that is going to be McCall's 8554, which is a new pattern that I have been looking at. And I don't know yet if I will do view A or B. It's going to depend on how good I am with this fabric cut, because I've decided to use a cut of fabric I got in a recent Mood Mystery box. I'll leave that video linked overhead and down below if you haven't checked that out. It was a really good box. So it's definitely worth checking out. I very thoroughly enjoyed that box. And I had a lot of ideas for this fabric, but again, when I started thinking about the Italy trip, I was kind of looking at patterns. Again, it was like the light bulb moment. I just thought this will be kind of cool and funky and different. So the fabric cut is, again, it's probably a poly blend of some sort, but it's got a silkiness to it. Maybe poly satin. It does have that kind of satin quality that it's not really fully shiny and it's not really matte, but feels a little silkier to me. So I don't know, some sort of a poly blend in that family. They don't give you actually the information on the blend in the box. So this is why I'm giving my best guess, but it is this black with white pinstripe. So what I want to do is do horizontal striping on the bow with a vertical center and vertical on the rest of the dress. I just thought that would be really fun, kind of that tuxedo feeling dress, but in an elevated way. I do prefer the longer length on the skirt just because that short is a little short for me. So if I keep it with the short view, I will just lengthen it a little and keep it slick, or I will go with that more knee length, slightly gathered with a slit. I'm not sure which one yet. Like I said, I'll play around with it when I actually start cutting and seeing what I've got to work with. All right, I've got two more that I would like to possibly make. These are the least important on the list, but definitely things I would still like to get done. So the next one, again, I would love your pattern suggestions on, because this one is the most general of them all. I haven't chosen a fabric. I haven't chosen a pattern. I just have a general kind of idea. Now, I do have a lot of fabrics. I'm actually working on that. I'm trying to rein it in, but I will have a fabric somewhere in my stash that will work. So that will not be the problem. I started again going through Pinterest and just seeing these beautiful, you know, the easy breezy looking dresses, probably a lot of, again, viscose, things like that. There's a lot of shirring, pretty little fluttery sleeves, things that look like they'd just be lightweight to wear, very breathable, catch the wind, that kind of thing. So I was seeing a lot of dresses, a lot of skirt and top combos. So I'm open to either one of those. It doesn't have to be a dress or a skirt and top combo, but one of the two I would like to do something kind of like that for. So if you have any favorites that kind of fit into that vibe, please let me know. I do prefer things that have at least somewhat more shaping to it. I'm not the girl that wears a lot of just straight square shapes. I like things that have a little bit of hugging things, I guess, at least enough to give some shape. So yes, I would love to know what some of your favorite sort of easy breezy vacation patterns are. And last but not least is something that I actually already have cut out. And you all can let me know what you think. I probably think this is going to wait until the last minute and see if I do this or not, because I've been learning to pattern draft this year, and so I was like, okay, I've got to do a skirt. I was supposed to do it last month. I got to do it this month. So I finally did do the draft. I got it all drafted, and I cut out the skirt, and then I decided to do a top to go with it because I thought it might make a cool set, and the fabric that I chose is one that I bought thinking it was really cool. I found a great deal on it, and the more I looked at it, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use this for. Do I even like it? I'm not really sure. It is a twill. And I thought, you know what, this would be okay as a pencil skirt, and if it goes awry, I'm not going to cry over it like I would some of my fabrics. So I decided to go with that and then ultimately make a matching top to go with it. So it is just kind of a basic pencil skirt with a kick pleat in the back. And then the top that I used is this McCall's 7937, that view A at the top with the tie center. So it's a very cropped top, but the pencil skirt is very high-waisted. So that's my only stipulation. I don't mind a crop top, but I'm not a big tummy showing girl. So as long as it's just a little skin, I'm okay. So I went with this top A. Let me show you the fabric. So this is the twill. It's kind of this cream twill with almost something between an olive and like a brown, very abstract sort of a print. And here's the thing. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to love it. And it wasn't on my list for Italy originally. However, I do think that cute little tie front top and a pencil skirt might be a cute look for Italy. So I just decided, you know what? Maybe. But since it wasn't on my initial radar, do I save this as the last thing I do, even though it's cut out, or do I just go full steam ahead and start with what's cut out? Y'all let me know what you would do down in the comments. Like I said, I think I'm leaning towards doing the things my heart is really set on, but I don't know. I also hate having just stuff constantly cut out and then leaving it there, because trust me, definitely have that problem sometimes where I will cut things out and move on to something else. So kind of on the fence about this. So that being said, those are my plans, and there will be a video series coming on this. I would love to know your thoughts as well on, I am going to do videos that are kind of the process of each look. And I would like to show scenes in Italy at some point as well. When we go, we're going to take all of our stuff, our nice camera, our drones, hopefully get some really cool footage. Would you rather see the rest of the series after we get back, where each video can have some footage, or would you rather see kind of a wrap up on the last one, which is kind of what I was thinking, just because then I can give you more content of the process sooner? Maybe some combination of that. Let me know what you think down in the comments and what you're most excited to see out of this. And I can't wait to share that experience with you. I'm very, very much looking forward to that, and obviously going to my dear friend's wedding. I also have to hem my bridesmaid dress, so that'll be a whole adventure. That'll be the first thing I'm doing. So I probably won't include that in the videos, but I will be doing that as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, because it really helps the channel. I really appreciate that, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. See you soon. Bye.